I watched how you valued their relationship.
Okay.
Sit down with her. But you didn't do that with me. Tamara, you just unblocked me.
So how are you doing?
Oh, okay. I just see myself. Ooh, I'm trying out some stuff, so now I see.
For you. And I feel like you're at that place now to really.
Okay, I see it's a little delayed.
That this show is built on. Okay.
And of course, I'm still watching the end of Belle Collective.
Once again for opening up because this is not easy. So thank you guys for that. If you or someone you
Okay,
know
let's see. I might can use this to try some stuff.
to get you the help you need. Yes. There is no shame in taking care of your mental well-being. Okay?
I'm not at the shop. I was supposed to be recording this at the shop so I could have my stuff set up and not have to hold stuff in my hand. But here we are.
There are some things, or should I say someone, that needs the resolution from the past. Please welcome Season 1's Belle, Dr. Antoinette Lyles.
Now, what's funny is I don't think I watched Belle Collective Season 1. I don't remember her. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna use this live to try to see if I can practice like well, I want to talk about the shows, but I want to see if I can practice like uploading a video or doing some different things because I want to be able to come live quite often, more often. So make sure you are subscribed. I don't know, what is enable DVR? Let's do that. Does that mean recording? Is it already enabled?
Been a friend of mine for
I don't know. Okay, we're gonna leave it that way.
I still don't trust her. She's not a trustworthy person. She sat on that couch and told God and everybody that I was flirting with her man, and I was like, "This one that cheats on you?" I did not flirt with Glenn, and I'm sorry that you felt that way.
You know, I think she about to tell her to find a man, and it's like, girl, when your man is like trash, telling somebody to find a man really ain't a flex, because look like you need to find one too. I'm just saying. So y'all, I'm finishing up this last part of Belle Collective. I was late tuning in. Belle Collective reunion.
Why have you been holding on to what Letitia said?
Because it just simply wasn't true.
Would you like to clear the air once and for all? Were you ever flirting with Glenn?
Why? Okay.
Have you seen him? Hey, hi. Thank you. I'm getting on live. Listen, y'all gonna have to work with me. I want to talk about these housewives and Real Housewives of Potomac, Belle Collective, all that. But I do want to practice too. Practice some stuff.
Okay, hold on, ladies. Hold on. So, Antoinette, you said on the show that the problem with the collective.
Can y'all hear me okay?
I 100% believe that.
Why is that?
I believe that she's your
I love my Barbie Stanley, y'all.
Closed doors. When the cameras are on, she takes every opportunity to dig and dig and dig. And then when we're on camera, she's like, "Oh, well, what happened? I'm done with you. You're on the couch, Antoinette. You don't have to let your ass here. You sit here and tell me I'm jealous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to stay smiling. Of course. I appreciate that. Everything feels better when you smile, right? Thank you.
Next, on part 2.
Okay, let's see what's coming up next, and then we can get into it.
Would you ever come back to Belle Collective?
Oh, Antoinette knows she want to come back.
Right. She already been back.
What made Glenn mad when he told him to suck his dick? That's it.
I want to joke with it.
I know you would.
I am from Indiana. Where are you from? Hi. Hello. So I'm finishing up this Belle Collective so we can get into it, y'all, okay? Or I'll get into it and maybe y'all just listen to me and oblige. Hi. Where are you from? Hola, hola. Okay, so I'm done with the Belle Collective reunion. That is all finished. Now listen, I don't have none of my stuff to be able to set up, so I'm gonna have to hold my phone. Oh my goodness, Indonesia. I'm gonna visit there one day. As a matter of fact, funny. So I'm from Indiana. I'm in the US, Indiana, but I am going to visit Asia. Maybe it might be Indonesia. We'll have to see. But we just did a cruise. We went to Greece and Turkey. We had an amazing time. Turkey was wonderful. Such a if I have to say, it was a real hidden gem. I definitely am going back to Turkey, and I honestly I tell everybody, like, if you get an opportunity, go visit. So after that, we had been thinking about different things, and Asia was kind of came up on the list. So I might come out there and visit. Tell me what to eat. Well, I'm done with Christmas. We ready to take the trees down. I put up all four of my trees this year. And that's only because I end up moving during the season. And so I figure, since we had to move this stuff, let me put it up anyway. So put up the trees. And now I'm ready to take them down, because I have a wedding. My oldest son is getting married, and so we have a wedding to plan. So Christmas was nice, but we moving on to the next thing. We are going to the Dominican Republic for the wedding. So looking forward to that. Um but y'all, listen, this is why I'm here, because I want to be able to come and get on live more often. I want to grow my channel. Funny thing is that when you want to do content creating, or just kind of get off into this whole other area, the first thing everybody is telling you is that you need a niche. You need a niche. You need a niche. And I promise, it feels like that's the hardest thing. At least for me, it was the hardest thing, because it feels like, oh, well, you have to limit yourself to one thing. And my brain, I'm a Gemini. I chalk my brain up to being a Gemini, because I feel like, even though Geminis are known for being twins, and I think most people really get a kick out of comparing the twins to, like, oh, you two-faced, or like, you night and day, one or the other. And that can be true. It's not the two-faced, because Geminis are not two-faced. However, whether you can get the nice one or the mean one, that's up to you. However, I feel like, when you are a creative mind, you just have so much, right? And I know I'm just a talker. Like, I've been good at talking forever. That's all I do is talk. And so I'm just figuring out how to do this thing, right? So I decided that I want to focus on bringing you guys in along my journey. I love looking at reality TV and housewives. That is what I do in my pastime. However, I am transitioning. I just opened my own suite to do microblading and lash extensions and brow tint. I've been doing all of these things collectively. Well, one or the other I've been doing for about 3 years. And then collectively, I added in the brows in the last, I think, year, maybe year and a half, something, give or take a few months. So with that being said, I have decided that I'd like to share that journey, the journey of me opening up a new business, the journey of the things that I enjoy, like the Housewives and like Belle Collective and all of Colors Kings, all of his shows, because I watch all of them. And I like to, like I say, I talk a lot, and a lot of times none of my friends really like the stuff I like. So y'all gonna have to be my new friends so I can talk to y'all about it, okay? Because my friends is tired of hearing about it. Gazelle, I am Brandy, or Queen B, as I like to refer to myself. It is so nice to meet you. So this is what the live today. I went live. Think about an hour or so, or a few hours ago. I was at my suite. I had a lash extension to do and a brow tint. So I went ahead and did that. Um, and I did a live with that so that my channel can start to represent who I am. And it is going to be all over the place. I just want to make sure you understand that. And I want you to know that I understand it too, because I'm all over the place. So this is what I'm doing. I'm working full time. I'm a medical biller in my full time job. And then I am a brow and lash stylist on the side, okay? And I am an up and coming content creator, okay? I do have an Amazon storefront. All of those links are in my bio if you want to check any of those things out. And how could I forget? I am the president of the Beehive, okay? So we're not even gonna get into that concert we just saw on Christmas, okay? Um, I need a whole week to digest that, but I'll come back and let you know what's going on about what I thought about the performance on Christmas. I am stuck. I'm still stuck. It take a whole week to just take everything in when Beyonce performs. However, I'm so looking forward to the tour because I know that's what she is going to do. So, again, with that being said, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Oh, another thing you can be looking out for coming, which I already have one video that if you go to my links in my description, you can get to download the list or the links for those grants. So that is something you can look out for when you are subscribed to my channel, is that I will be giving links as well as filling out my own applications for grants, and that's for entrepreneurs. So listen, the channel overall is about beauty, travel, lifestyle, and reality TV. Okay? That's what we got. And I want different aspects to be able to bring that to you. So again, you can be able to find the video I did put up. Those grants are good until December 31st. I know it's only a few days left. However, it is never too late. If you are feeling like you want to go get the grant, go apply for it. However, in January, you can be looking forward to me kicking off a book club, which that book is listed on my channel as well. You have to subscribe to get to that post. However, we're doing a book club for January. And that's it for right now. So let's just jump right into Belle Collective, because that is what I wanted to start off with. And the reason why I wanted to start off with Belle Collective, I knew that the reunion part one was coming on tonight, knew that I would watch it. But also, did y'all know that Akeisha and her husband Willie quit? And they quit on the live, on Carlos King's live on Monday. Now, let me tell y'all what was so funny about this. Even more funny to me. Only because Monday come, I know Carlos does his live. I think he does it at about 8 o'clock. I jumped on, it was after 8, maybe about 9. I was late to the party, but I jumped on. I didn't bother to go through any comments or anything just to see what they had been talking about. I just got in where I fit in, because that's what I do. And so I jumped in the conversation. I'm jumping in, making my comments, and lo and behold, one of my comments was highlighted. And Carlos, he didn't shout me out by mentioning my name, but he did highlight my comment. And I was like excited by that, right? So we get off the live. He finishes up his live, and here I am all excited that my comment was highlighted. I go over to TikTok because, of course, I screenshotted it. Okay. I go over to TikTok so that I can post it over there. I think I did post it, to be quite honest. But in the midst of it, when I finish posting it and I go scrolling, don't you know I come across the doggone recording of Akeisha and her husband quitting the show, dead on the live while everybody's stuck? Like, yeah, that's how they was. They was stuck. It was like, are you frozen? That was hilarious. And I couldn't believe I had missed that whole thing. And I'm sitting up talking about my comment getting highlighted, and that was not the highlight of that live, honey. How okay, but Akeisha and Willie quitting the show, which I went over to. So Willie did a live with JJ on Tuesday. So he did a live with JJ on Tuesday. I went over there and listened to that. And from that live, here's what I understood. They taped this reunion months ago. Not not like they do with the housewives, right? So technically, I think the reason why they quit was like because this had aired and it had been um I'm saying this is not what Willie said on his Indonesia. I got you. Indonesia. I got you. Um this is what I'm saying. This is not what Willie said on his podcast. A long story short about why they quit on the podcast was basically the show just didn't line up with what their goals were. I can understand that. And I also not just can understand it, I actually have to give kudos and I guess I got to give some props, right? Because when you think about these reality shows, like a lot of times the people will be telling you about how they don't need it. Phaedra is one. She talk about her many jobs, and try to, like down other people for not having the career presentation that they have. And the truth of the matter is, you really wouldn't be on the reality show if all your jobs were satisfying to you. Like, I am not sure how Phaedra has the time that she has to film anything for reality TV. And she got all these jobs. Like, is she lawyering anybody? Is she a lawyer for anybody? And then when it comes to the funeral home, you just hire people? I mean, that's a serial entrepreneur. That's not a person with jobs. You know, let's be clear. Because if you had that many jobs, girl, you ain't got that much time. Everybody get the same 24 hours. Now, so back to Belle Collective and what I'm saying about that and what I can appreciate about them leaving the show and really kind of chalking it up to it being not lining up with where their life is going. And not many people would make that decision. A lot of people would stay in something that they say they're being edited wrong, that they say that, things are untrue, they being lied on, they being plotted against. And because the whole thing would be, well, why would you stay? And of course you stay for the money. You stay because where else you going to get paid for the least amount of work? Because generally when you have jobs, in my Phaedra Parks voice, you ain't got no time. Where you get time from when you got all these jobs? So, like I said, I can appreciate that with them. However, let me talk about what I'm thinking the real issue was with them. I really feel like, because like I said, from the, and I'm because I watched two different lives, but I'm trying to remember if it was his live, and I do think it was Willie's live. It was, he basically let us know that they filmed this reunion way a while ago, and way before the normal time frame that the reunions are kind of filmed. Like they filmed they filmed way early, and so this kind of has been sitting. So what I feel is that once the final cuts is made and once the show aired, now that that is out and it's out in reality, that I feel like they feel like there is no way to come back. And we're gonna miss Mr. Willie. However, that's not the show for them. Oddly enough, Bell Collective have kind of found them their way. They've kind of found their way into the typical reality show, and I don't know if the thing about it, because I think Carlos King really did try to present something else. What we love about Bell Collective is that the girls are in Jackson, Mississippi, so it does highlight an area of the world that we don't get to see much, and that is has a lot of responsibility to do with some of our culture. And so it's nice to see those places being brought into the forefront, and not just like your typical, Chicago, Las Vegas, Atlanta, New York, Florida, those types of things. That he has gone out of his way, like even with Love and Marriage Huntsville, that's Huntsville, Alabama. And he's introduced us to some new people, some new faces. However, going back to Bell Collective, Bell Collective started out season one with Latrice putting the girls together. They were supposed to be, I want to say, maybe raising money, raising awareness, basically trying to get people together to build up Ferris Street, which was a street that had formerly been owned by many black business owners. And so at the currently, I believe a lot of the businesses have been sold. Like it kind of is like uh, abandoned, I think is the right term to describe it. And and so she had this idea for them to bring people together so that they could work on buying up those buildings and getting some businesses back open. I mean, sounds good. Well, like most things, drama takes in. They brought Akeisha in season two, and Akeisha kind of came in. Now, this is where I think everything went wrong. Even though, what season are we on when it comes to Bell Collective? Like five or something? But this is where it went wrong. Akeisha comes in with her family history that is directly tied to Ferris Street, and an even more, let's say, passion, or at least her passion is connected to the pockets. Let's say that. And she knows it. But Letitia, I don't think like that, because I think Letitia, well, not a think, it was from season one. Letitia was brought in like the leader. Like she's the one bringing all the girls together. So even when Akeisha came in, she introduced Akeisha, but Akeisha kind of is like, yeah, you introduced me, but I'm the one with the connections. Basically, like it wasn't very, at least from the way that it was presented, it did not appear that Letitia could get much done as fast as Akeisha. And so she needed to partner with her to see this thing through. At least that's the way it seemed. Okay. Well, they done fell out because Letitia She got enough feelings about it because IKEA might be a little, I don't know what the word is. I know people call me stuck up and bougie. Like they use words like that to describe me, and I used to didn't like it, but now I don't care because it's like, well, yeah, I am, and so maybe those are words that they use to describe Akeisha, and I think she is too. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it as long as you can back it up, and she seemed to be able to. I think Letitia had enough going on with her husband cheating all over the place. So you really couldn't get your mind focused on Ferris Street. Like you had to get Glenn together. So this first part of the reunion, I just felt like I'm really disappointed. I'm disappointed in So Gucci and Selena. Like that whole thing, even though Carlos does come in, he chimes in, he gives good advice, but just to see that taking place with them and then to not see any real resolution be able to be sought after, like they are really angry with each other, and it does appear that Latrice is at the head of it because I kind of, after they told us on the reunion today, so Latrice is the one that put So Gucci and JJ's name in the hat, which Selena said she was supposed to be a part of the first season, but she could not be a part of that first season because her son passed away. And so she told Latrice that she could submit So Gucci and JJ. Now, that sounds like nice enough. That sounds, good enough, right? But I feel like there was a problem. Like that's the reason why I think it's Latrice, right? I think Latrice knew better that those two had issues with each other. Even though maybe nobody else around knew. But you know that this lady is married to this lady's ex-husband, and it seemed like she should have saw a problem. And of course, as soon as she invited them both to her event, there was a problem. And so Carlos, being the messy man he is, he invites Selena to come on as a friend on this season. And so now they trying to navigate being a part of the same group, but not liking each other and not talking to each other. But further than that, it's even though they're adult children, the children aren't talking to the daddy because the mama and the stepmom got into an altercation because that Latrice invited them both to. It's just crazy. And so my point in seeing all of this is just kind of like, well, why don't none of the other ladies try to at least talk to JJ? Because I feel like it's JJ. Like, why is it that you're not wanting them to get along? Because that's what it seemed like. It seems like it's JJ that's pitting them against each other. And maybe Selena feeling some type of way. At least she looked that way to me. She seemed that way to me. But they was doing a lot of name calling, and just low blows. And it really just felt like it felt like we had went downhill. Like, you know, like they could do better. Now, getting on to Marie, like first part of the reunion, they just kind of go around, catch up. You don't really get much information. Talked a lot about the mental health between So Gucci's daughter and asked Marie, like her advice. But let me say this about Marie. And I just gotta get it out because I ain't seen nobody mention it, but is it me or does Marie present like the friend that always has something going on, and not just something going on, but it just kind of be like the worst thing going on, like we all go through things and shit happens, right? But Marie just always seemed to have like the worst of the worst happening to her. Like, so on this season, she had bang 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 happening to her house, and she doesn't know who or why. And this ain't the first time that Marie has just had this like very like odd thing happen to her where somebody is trying to harm her. And so I'm curious to know like what's really going on. And I mean, I hope that she is good, and hopefully everything is okay, or like there's no real issue. But yeah, Marie is like the problematic friend for me. Like, you just always got a whole like, and it's not like just regular drama. It's like drama, right? Like real drama. And God, that got to be exhausting. Um to be friends with somebody who always got something going on like that. Just some type of mid-level or crisis. That right. It's like she's always in crisis. That's what it is. And that's the better way to put it. I don't know if anybody's ever had a friend like that, but ever had a friend that just every time you talk to them, their life is in crisis. And it's draining to be in relationship with somebody who is constantly in a crisis. Because Jesus help them. What else is going on with the Belle Collective? Because that's really all I wanted to touch on was how Akeisha quit the show on Carlos King's Live, honey. And I can't blame her. Like, and I can't blame her. I believe that the show doesn't line up with what her and her family goals is. Her and her husband doesn't seem to fit in. I don't know if it's because he's from New Jersey, but when they did come to that opening that Latrice and what's her husband name? Latrice, and I can't even remember her husband. Oh Lord, as long as I've been watching this, what is it? Willie, JJ, Glenn. I can't get that man's name. I got his face, but I can't remember his name. Um, but what baffled me is I don't like people who invite people places to treat them bad. Like, if you're gonna treat somebody, crazy or bad, why invite them? Like, that's so silly. And then I know we watching a reality show, so I know there's this air of everybody does have to come to certain things, but they called themselves picking on Willie. Willie is a big guy, and I ain't necessarily thinking that's the one you want to pick on. And I think that's what they saw, what they got, and so that they mad at him. Mm-mm. So Akeisha and Willie are leaving. I can't blame them. We're gonna move on to the next subject at him, which is Dr. Heavenly Child and Married to Medicine. Now, why is Dr. Heavenly always calling somebody's mama and then she looking for security? See, that's her problem. Now, after Sunday's show, she gets on her live and she screams to the heavens about how wasn't the security wasn't around, why Contessa was trying to come and whoop that. And she said, where was the security? They sitting around eating. No, honey. This is like, even though you're on reality TV and even though y'all got cameras and you got security, this is real life, honey. In real life, you ain't supposed to go call nobody's mama nothing. In real life, that is a tail whooping. In real life. And Dr. Heavenly is from Miami. So, and I only say that because I don't really care what part of town, what side of town, what um what city, town, where I don't know wherever you are from. That rule applies. It ain't your mama nothing. Your mama what? Young, gifted, and black. If those words ain't coming out, you're gonna catch a mouth shot. You can catch a fade, you can catch these hands, you can catch this foot, you can catch this mouth, like you gonna catch something. So the fact that you looking for security after went there, even though they both was throwing low blows. And don't get me wrong, I don't even like Contessa. Like if I have to tell you, Contessa put herself in that situation because she had no business coming back. But Contessa is thirsty. And so yeah, as soon as they asked her to come back, she was more than willing. And you could tell that she has a bone to pick with Heavenly. Even after the 2 years that has passed, she is not letting it go. And all she needed was for Heavenly to give her one chance. And baby, she gonna take him. And here's what I'll say about Contessa. Contessa probably could whoop her butt, whoop Dr. Heavenly butt, but that's why Dr. Heavenly needs to watch her mouth. Either you gonna take that butt whooping, or you gonna watch your mouth when it comes to people's mamas, because it ain't just Contessa, it's anybody else. Only person that didn't get with you was Mariah, and she was too busy trying to stay classy. But no, just like your butt go to the gutter, everybody else going to the gutter with you, and we gonna drag you while we down here. Say something about my mama, okay? Moving on to the next subject. What I say that I say heavily writing checks her behind can't cash. The next subject is Karen doubling down. Meanwhile, the body footage has been released. So in the latest episode of Potomac, we see Karen have an altercation with Jacqueline, which Jacqueline is trying to get a moment that she'll do anything. However, she shows up to Karen's house, which I don't agree with. Like, if the lady didn't invite you, don't come. But everybody think that because they on reality TV, it's a game. So she decided to show up anyway with these 8 balloons, and it was supposed to be symbolic of her 8 citations and a way for her to let go and release all the negative energy that is coming behind those 8 citations. Bull, bull. Jacqueline needed a moment. Mia probably came up with that idea, gave her the address, and had her go over there anyway. I don't agree with somebody showing up to a person's house when they know they not wanted, so that was wrong of Jacqueline. But this is where I'm going with Karen doubling down. Now that body cam footage was released over the weekend. Housewives of Potomac is currently, I think, on the episode 11. They have announced the date to shoot that reunion, because what that means is that Karen's case is closed. Now, on the episode that aired on Sunday, Karen had the nerve to tell Jacqueline that she was filing or pressing charges on her for trespassing, and that she could be on the lookout for a case, or I can't remember the phrase she used. However, I thought, Karen, you're going to be eating a lot of crow at the reunion, because, mind you, the whole season has been filmed. Karen filmed the whole season of Housewives of Potomac all while her case was open. And so, with that being said, she's been able to deflect having anything to say about this case or anything to say about what happened that night, because the case is still open. Meanwhile, you kind of like are presenting the idea that the case is still open as if there is something that is being questioned, like whether you were drunk or not, right? So you've gone through this season. Like I said, on Sunday, she threatens Jacqueline with a citation. That's what she said. You're gonna have a citation of your own. That's the phrase she used. I'm gonna go down and file charges. And I thought to myself, boy, that's the first foot she stuck in her mouth. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing just how many more foot she done stuck in her mouth, because when you know you had that type of footage on your behind, you didn't have no business threatening nobody else with police or nothing even close to it. I mean, and that's for real. Like, that body cam footage, sad. Sad. Like, I don't even have, I don't even need likes or anything enough to repost that, because I wouldn't want nobody to repost that if it was me. And so, but it was sad, right? However, for you to be going through this season on TV and you are not humble at all, girl, and that is what was going on in that girl. And the only reason why she must have as much humbleness as she do is she couldn't remember it. Like, she had to have had to see that body cam footage herself just for her to even know that that happened. Because it ain't nowhere in the world you thought that you could threaten anybody with a citation, and that's under your belt. That's sitting in somebody's archive. You telling somebody you Thomas Jefferson's concubine, which I guess probably got some truth to it. It might have something to do with the plantation she owned in Surrey County, remember? However, she couldn't have remembered that night. That got to be the only reason why she had so much vitriol in moving through and telling the people, hey, you got to wait till the case is settled. Like, the case is still open. As if there was something else that was going.
Could you try again?
Girl, ain't nobody. Oh, I wasn't talking to you. But yeah, that must be what happened. That girl must have blacked out. She must have forgot that night even took place. Because there's no way you going through the season and you threatening the girls with your own citation, with you putting a citation on them. Now, girl, you done messed up the church's money, Karen. So I say this. Karen needs to go into that reunion as humble as she can. Karen needs to go into that reunion possibly on her way to rehab. I think. But it's not for me to say. But she definitely needs to be humble. And Karen better work on coming back and having a Shannon Bedore season. Because Shannon Bedore, even Luann didn't come back as strong as Shannon Bedore. Even though Luann did good. Luann was going through a lot too. That man ran her crazy. But Shannon Bedore came back like after that stuff. And the funny thing is, she has to be working with a clear mind. Because baby, she on top of it. And then her whole time being on Orange County, she ain't been that sharp. Not ever. So, Karen, you got to come with it. And it can't be that little, you can't like this is, I think this is where I'm also thinking that it's possible for Karen to not even show up. Um she didn't release any type of statement. I'm not sure if that would be something that is protocol or suggested. However, I think she's gonna pull a Lisa Vanderpump and not go to the reunion. And really, because this is your real life. And I think that Karen is one of many, but one that we definitely gonna see stick it out to the end. I think she is one of the reality stars that feel like they can show you what they want to show you. With that being said, this body cam footage and this whole situation for Karen is so much of real life that you can't ignore it while you're on a reality show. And the only way to ignore it and to not have to come and answer questions about it would be to run from it. So it's going to be interesting to see if she shows up to the reunion. I'm saying that she's not. And it's nothing. Karen doesn't strike me as a scaredy cat. Like, I don't think she would be scared. I think she's embarrassed. Yeah. And she should be. As she should. Yeah. I would be embarrassed. But because she doesn't really want to address it during the season at all, like, because we're not even talking about the case or the citations um directly, she doesn't want to address it as if it happened, as if it didn't happen. And so because of that, that's the reason why I could see her bailing out on the reunion and not coming. And having a good reason to not come, but I can see her not showing up. Now, if she does show up, let's hope that she come, humble, and let's hope that she comes like with a spirit of accountability. That's it, because nobody like shit happens, shit happens, but you just need to be accountable. And so when you're accountable for something, then people can accept that and they can move on. So, Karen, I hope that you are. I hope that you've taken this week, because I feel like I follow Karen? I feel like she's been real quiet, but I also feel like that body cam footage should have had her come out and say something. And the fact that she hasn't, it seemed like she had under a rock somewhere. Moving on to the next one, which is Martell versus Marceau. Lord Jesus, Martell then let that girl put up a video on YouTube, and he's sitting in there. They call themselves interviewing Marceau's side chick, honey. And baby, to quote what's his name that be on Carlos King's live, oh God, Dustin, to quote Dustin, where did they find this lady at? Because as soon as the camera pulled to her, I'm thinking, Marceau ain't did nothing with you. Marceau barely handed you a glass of water, let alone anything else you proclaim to talk about. But here's how you know that they full of shit. The following day, they go to a gala, and so Martell conveniently goes live. Of course, Ariana is with him, just so happy to be. And so she gets on telling the people, like, yeah, if you got a Las Vegas story or a Credit One story, then hit me up so we can tell it. So what they're saying to me is, you're not even vetting the people, honey. What I should do is I should go in her inbox and I should tell her, like, yeah, I went to go visit Huntsville, Alabama. I went to Black, and me and Marceau hooked up in the bathroom. Like, I should say something so ridiculous just to see if she would even take it, which I know she would, because she looking for clout. And who can blame her? Like, real talk, Ariana, she might be the real MVP, just because I don't know how Martell been able to keep her in her place while this show has gone on and basically made her a character without making her a character or giving her a paycheck. Everybody know who she is. Anybody can make reference to her while they on that show, and we know who they talking about. Whether it's coleslaw, whether it's baby mama, whether it's side chick, whatever the word is, whatever way they want to use to reference Ariana Curry, they do, and we know. And Ariana is a better lady than I am, because I'd have had the whole damn thing shut down unless you're giving me a check. I'm trying to tell you. Baby, ain't nobody filming ish if you talking about me and I ain't got no check. Ariana better than me. So basically, because I now maybe we might get into it. Maybe we'll watch it on live and go through it because I can't go and repeat none of the stuff that she was saying because I can't halfway believe her. I thought it was funny that Ariana Martell would do that. However, I thought most interesting was the fact that they would do a YouTube video and interview somebody else when the most wanted thing would be an interview between them two. And that probably would have did way better than you going to find this random rat and bringing her on to tell that she had some type of affair with Marceau. Clearly, nobody believes it, including Tisha. And the fact about whether Marceau has cheated on Tisha or not, I've said this before many years ago when it first came up. The fact of the matter is, who does know besides him? And like whatever Martell is trying to say or hinting around to, he's seen something. I do believe that he's seen something, and it wasn't that girl they brought on that damn YouTube. Now that is for sure. It wasn't that girl, but he's seen something. However, Marceau does enough to let his wife trust him, which is good enough. And whoever it is that Marceau seems to be fooling around with, however many, people he done fooled around with, whoever they are, they seem to know where their place is because nobody is going to find them. And so I don't know why, I guess the saying is true. Misery loves company. Because that might be the reason why everybody is so invested in finding out if this man has cheated on his wife when literally it didn't take like that for the people, for the bloggers, for the people to go find Martell's lady. And now we know why. Because she was gonna make sure she was seen either way. Like she said, even on that YouTube, she asking the girl like, "Oh, so y'all ain't never been nowhere?" So she say her and Martell was traveling, honey. And Martell said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, they was dating." He co-signed it, like they was dating. I'm not mad at Ariane for that because let me tell you something. To get a piece of this pie, you got to date me too. So I get it. However, I just think they would have did better doing a YouTube and it just been them interviewing each other. She could have asked some questions that she wanted to know, needed to know, still want to know, and vice versa. And it could have gave everybody, a better understanding of what their relationship is and at least what it is now. But Ariana's a damn fool. That is what I'm gonna say. Letting that man use you for his dirty work, and they didn't head you as they storyline all of these years, and you. I mean, I shouldn't. She not getting paid by Kingdom Reign. Maybe Martell is giving her a little portion of his money. But that wouldn't be good enough for me, baby. I'm gonna need a contract, or you gonna cease and desist with any reference towards me, or you gonna pay me. That's it. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here, and I did a good hour. I'm proud of myself. Like I told y'all at the top of the video, I want to do lives more often. I think we can count on it every Friday at 9. I feel like I am going to go live again tomorrow when I'm at the suite. So the point in the channel is to boost my channel, of course, so that I can bring you more information about my journey as an entrepreneur, about different things I'm learning about opening business. I want to be able to show you some of my work, some of my lash techniques, my brow techniques. And I want to share grants and just positive information that'll help you or help you start your business or keep moving forward in the business. I opened this suite up and I just jumped into the river. I didn't have any I don't know what I'm doing. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I don't know what I'm doing. And while I don't know what I'm doing, I do want to document some of my journey and I want to share that with you. I don't want to pick one niche. So y'all got to get on board and just follow me on this crazy train, okay? Who asked for this podcast? Absolutely nobody, but I'm bringing it to you anyway. So I'll see you later. Bye.